Okay.
All right, then.
Yes, alright, Adair. So, welcome back. This is the Pillars of Eternity randomized build playthrough. And we are going to go abduct and potentially kill a child. Fine way to start things off. Ooh, what's in here? Ooh, lockpicks. Nice. So I believe the home with the baby Orlin child is in here. Yep. Lock her rusty key, head on inside. Take what we can. An Orlin baby lies in the crib, tiny and dark-furred. Though her eyes are closed with sleep, she squirms under the blanket and nuzzles the pillow. Take Vila.
Hey.
Okay. Now we're taking the baby to the blood sands. Lyris's weapon is drawn, and his eyes burn with anger. He looks more like his father than ever. I knew my father was a soulless beast, but you... Well, you told me from the beginning that this was what you would do. Why don't I give her back to you so we can forget about this? Not a chance, Estramore. Okay. We'll have some focus fire on the cipher back here. Do some magic missiles. Okay, good. He's taken care of. Let's just focus Layaris while he's in frenzy.
There is no greater suffering than soul.
Okay, he's dominated currently. Yeah, we'll just take advantage of that. Take out this person.
Every piece of
That person.
your life.
And focus fire once more.
Yes?
Okay, nothing
Hey.
too impressive.
Do not ruin this for me.
And take the baby back to the blood druids. Up to the blood sands. And howdy there, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's having a good day. Alrighty, and we take you over to, I believe, this gal here. I've brought a child on behalf of Amafath Simic. She takes the Orlan baby from you, shushing her gently. A precious little thing. She strokes the child's downy head. Her soul shall return, fit to lead thousands. The child begins to burble and coo as Weirder bears her way, disappearing down the hall. Weirder returns, a fresh trickle of blood visible on one wrist. She hands you a potion. Return that to Simic and instruct him to ingest it before his next attempt at copulation. This formula will strengthen him in his issue. Her lined face is grave. May the sacrifice be an asset to all the tribes. A cold breeze strikes your cheek. When you look back at where Grieving Mother stood moments ago, you see nothing. You feel a sudden chill escaping you, an absence in your gut, then a growing warmth, a faint moment where you believe you have forgotten something, but you can't recall it. You touch your abdomen for a moment. What? On the ground before you is an odd collection of items. And there's something left them there. Curious. Okay, so that does get Grieving Mother to leave us. Interesting. I've never done this before. She allegedly left items, but I think she took the awesome bow with her. Which, I mean, you know, fair. We did just, you know, murder a baby for a blood potion. So, you know, morality and all that. So, with that being said, we'll probably bring in Sagani to even things out. Where's
Hey.
their, Yep. Well, that's another thing I've never done in this game, and thank you, random dice. So let's just go give this a Simic. A name I will pronounce at least 12 different ways, I'm sure. So because of the Simic has lost his son, his daughter-in-law, and all for the chance of making a new heir. Honestly, it does not seem like a good trade. Seems like very stupid. Now, of course, the other path through this is you take his son's offer and give him a false potion. And you actually have to pass like a Resolve 20 check for him to just swallow it down and not attack you. Otherwise, he'll swallow it down, realize it's poison, and attack you. Okay. Gives him Simic the Essence potion. Here's the potion you asked for. He reaches out with a hand gnarled by age and battle. He clutches the vial close to one faded blue eye. To my tribe's salvation. He drains the vial in one long gulp. When he looks back at you, his eyes are bright with purpose. And to your good fortune, traveler, may this be of use to you. Okay. Some rep changes, and I got thy cleft. Okay. Leos has asked me to kill you. I almost wish you spoke true. Leos doesn't have the ferocity to plot something like this. If he did, I would not like a proper heir now. Wow, dude.
Hey.
He's not a good man. Let's put it that way. Okay. Hey, the crossed eye. In the court of bowing ashes stands a towering archer statue intertwined with living trees. Dating back to the Ingwithans, it is believed to represent an Orlan ruler of that lost empire. Though the natural progress of time has done some damage to it, the Glanfathans remember one act of vandalism against it from the early colonial days. During the chaos of the Broken Stone War, Adiria explorers ventured deep into Air Glanfath, made their way to the Court of Bowing Ashes, and scaled the statue to break loose a single eye. Large as an Amawa's head and made of pure Adraban. Most of the members of the band were captured and killed by the Glenfathans, but the eye was never recovered. In recent years, rumors have spread throughout the Eastern Reach that a new owner of the eye has been attempting to sell it through covert markets. The father of at least 3 tribes would reward anyone who recovered it. Let's send Devil of Karok. I believe I have everything's completed on the grounds of the keep.
Hey.
So let's head to the inn and bring Sagani into the party. Yes. And after I bring her in, I'll probably go back to the Blood Sands and complete our quest for Bareth, God of Death, and purge their leader. We will have to fight him and then fight everyone else in there, so it'll be a thing. And after that, we'll just have the quests for Rimmergond and Galloway, which are both in the Old Song District.
Hello.
Okay, bring in Sagani. I could bring in Aloth, but that would be doubling up on wizards, and I mean, it is kind of delightful. But no, I'll bring in the ranger. Take a rest, so everyone has a rest bonus.
Ready, Watcher.
Yeah, this was priest or rogue, which I'm not. Don't have any on the party right now. I don't know all what Grieving Mother might have left with us. I know she didn't really have anything like overly impressive, but it definitely looks like she took the Stormcaller bow with her. It was a soulbound item, so I can see that happening. No, she did have, I believe, a Belt of Concentration with her, which I'm not seeing. So maybe it was just like items in the inventory, but not actually equipped to her. I don't know. I do want to kit Sagani out and something more because she's going to be in the party. That could be useful. That's good. Just trying to find some just generally good and useful items. See if I can get a helm for her. Oh, stag helmet is nice. Immune to stuck's good for a ranged character.
Hey.
Alright. So let's go purge some crazy blood druids. And then go purge some nice Urbos druids. Or at least their leader. That one we can just purge their leader and be fine with. And now we have Death Gods to appease. And I think once I do that, I'll probably head to Old Song. I might take the boat to Burial Isle just to finish up Haravis's quest while we have him with us. Because that's on that island, and at least like scout around. Okay,
Builder's
Leda.
wisdom to you.
The elf holds a chipped wooden pipe. The sweet smoke wafting from the bowl makes you dizzy. Welcome, Estremor. I've got herbs and potions for sale. Looking for something to ease your travels, or something to make them more interesting. When she grins, you can see her teeth and gums are stained brown. White leaf, nice way to spend an afternoon, and the following night, almost the next day. I'd like to see your stocks. Okay, she seems like a basic potions and ingredients seller.
Hail, Estremor.
Though his eyes are closed and his posture still, the man before you keeps his head aimed at you, as if carefully following your movements. Hail to you. May your time in the Golden Grove be enriching. If you are in need of services, he says, his eyes still closed, speak with Bledha. She will see to your concerns. What can you tell me of the Golden Grove? We are naturalists, philosophers, herbalists, and teachers. The Ovates of the Golden Grove know that true wisdom comes from the study of the natural order. We endeavor to teach others to explore the world for themselves. Farewell. Golden leaves flash and shine as they fall from the trees. Isilde. An elf with placid green eyes nods in greetings. Welcome to the Golden Grove, traveler.
Many blessings, traveler.
Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalist, or something to back in Veritha's glory? Who leads your order? High Oviet Erona leads us. She sometimes journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength. However, she's there now with some of her closest followers, in fact. Erona is a mighty elm among us. She's lived for generations. There are none who understand the world as well as she, and we are fortunate to have her wisdom to answer our questions. I'd like to know more about Erona. Her eyes brighten. Why, you must meet her for yourself. She is wise and kind, and she has led our order from the beginning. Yet she walks among us and gives freely of herself. She turns her gaze to the great twisting elms. That is why so many of us cherish about her. She is present among us in a way that the gods never are. I must go.
Hey.
Alrighty. So let us go into their leader. Put a quick save in. The dwarf wears crimson robes that are stained and streaked with dark patches. His face is smooth, but lacking youthful elasticity. It's as if the lines and wrinkles have been formed and erased many times over. He watches you with eyes like two black pits as he wipes his hatchet on his robes. Hail, Estremor! I can see this man's scent. Death oozes and bubbles from his pores. It reminds me of the bodies of the charnel grounds.
Few outsiders dare to venture this far into Blood Sands. You, however, are not easily intimidated. What brings you here?
Bareth believes it's time you paid your dues. Then he can descend from his mighty pantheon and tell me himself. Actually, that's why
Since
I'm here.
when do the gods send mortals to collect?
Since today.
Much too talkative to be the usher. This is the trouble with deities. They meddle in a world that they don't even inhabit. I hope they've promised you something better for your next life.
Okay, now to kill everyone in this building. Okay. I'll have y'all take out this chanter. Heravius kitty cat form. Sagani. Shoot that chanter. Heravius, if you would advance on that chanter, thank you kindly. And Clarence, if you would start shooting him.
Hey.
Purgatory. Sharp draining, annihilation exceptional. Okay, so damage restored as endurance, plus 20% damage. Not too bad, actually.
Hey.
In fact, you have a saber there. I think I'll swap it out for that, Oh yeah, this shield that we got from him. Let's take a look see at our dares. That's just a bashing 2. Oh, why not? We'll change that out. Even looks kind of nice. Cool.
Hey.
Rite of Ancient Legends.
All right, then.
I'll go on ahead.
Take you out.
Of course. Keeping an eye out.
Oh, I do have high enough mechanics to get in here. Nice.
Now this is interesting.
In to detect a trap. Not to disarm it.
Hey.
Just a girdle of Constitution.
Hey.
Get chilled off there. Okay. Ooh, bonus melee damage from runes, plus 2 raw damage per wound from monks. So currently he has 10% melee damage. Honestly though, because this is going to be raw damage per wound, and he can like stack up to 10 wounds fairly easily, that's plus 20% raw damage, which bypasses all defenses. This is probably going to be better in the long term. I think I'll give these then to Heravius.
Hey.
Step lightly.
Okay, take out these folk. Actually, they seem pretty weak sauce, so I'm going to just have Haravius take them on. And that should allow us to feed his staff for its unlocks. That, in fact, should be it. Yes! Okay. So now it has a 3% chance to cast Conjure Lesser Blight on hit or critical hit. It is exceptional currently. And to reach the final level, I believe, we just need to either kill 5 animates or 25 general enemies. The outer chunk was placed in the staff and given to Lady Rugfeld, one of the Feikyung's favorite courtiers. Lady Rugfeld was a talented dabbler in the magical arts and infamous at court for her clever but ostentatious spell work. However, the greenstone staff was her undoing. She accidentally summoned a blight. The creature was quickly dispatched, but not before it had ruined the imperial consort's finest robes. Though many historians believe it was the Feikyung's untimely chuckle that doomed Lady Rugfeld, the damage was done. Propriety demanded her removal from court. Lord and Lady Rugfeld were sent to a distant but comfortable estate in the young colonial capital of New Dunnard. Despite her husband's protests, Lady Rugfeld refused to surrender the greenstone staff.
Hey.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
So I'm debating whether or not I want to do the Rimagons and Galvin quests next, or whether I want to start up part 2 of the White March. Because, in particular, in the White March Part 2, there's a few more soulbound items that I really like, particularly a crossbow that I like to give Zagani.
Hey.
And now that she's part of the party, pretty much, since, you know, Raven Mother disapproved of the child murder. Yeah. I think there's also some stuff I can finish up with the Alpine Dragon as well. Okay, she will still talk to us, which is interesting.
Hello? Hello?
This fight is mine!
Get on!
Send you guys over there.
Hey. That's how it's done!
Get on!
Take you out. Take you out.
All right, then.
Of will +9. Alrighty. So let's head over to Elmishore and deal with the other druid. And then, yeah, I think I will head to White March Part 2. At least to poke around a bit and maybe get some of the items. Because there are some fun soulbound items there that I can get fairly easily. I believe she's up here in this little stone dais. An elf stands on a dais in the middle of a clearing. The ground is blanketed with leaves of various shades of russet and gold. Her eyes are closed and her arms folded in front of her. A curtain of autumnal yellow hair hangs in front of her face. As you draw near, she lifts her chin and looks at you with shifting hazel eyes.
Greetings, Estramor. You are among the Ovates of the Golden Grove.
Bareth has sent me to end your life. It has continued for too long.
You once railed against mighty and distant powers, did you not? What is a god that his voice should carry so far? And what are you that you should so eagerly obey? The gods only have dominion over what we seed, and you would cede matters of life and death to them.
I didn't cede half my face to Galrain by choice, her voice grumbles from beside you. I wish her sentiment to be true, but agelessness has made her ripe with folly. The gods may be fickle and hard to know, but they are not constrained by our permission. Are you any different? You extend your life beyond its natural span. Through work and wisdom, the greater the tree, the more fruit it may yield. There are vines climbing an ancient elm into the sunlight. My growth sustains them. Should Rahamni fall prey to a god's jealousy? As they say, the well of knowledge grows deeper by the season, and we are elders' respect. But if we're keeping to this metaphor, I think the gods make for older trees still. Ah, I love these dice. They rolled a 4. I've made my decision. It's a shame we cannot come to an accord. These dice do love murder. Okay, let's target my druid. See? Summon a blight. Yay. Have it go after the guard. Okay, that's what I did. Let's target the Oviates, the other druids, I believe. At least I think they're druids. They don't seem to be... Oh, yep. That's definitely some kind of spelly gal. Okay, now let's just take out the guards.
Hey.
Alrighty. And Sagani leveled up. So she's now level 12 ranger. Let's roll for her skills. That is actually going to be mechanics. And for her talent this level, it's going to be a class talent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let's roll that d20. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gatlin's focus. Friendly aura plus for accuracy. Which actually I believe, yeah, Clarence Wong already has that.
Ready when you are.
Ready, Watcher.
Oh, and it shares with her other modals too. Ah. Oh, that is just a dead level right there then. Oh. At least we got it. There's a 6 mechanics now, that's not too bad. Clarence still has a 7, as does Haravius, but eh.
Hey.
So goes the random build life. Okay, so let's actually head over to Stalwart and begin White March Part 2 to poke around a bit, grab some items, do some questions. Standard.
While we wait, the enemy grows stronger.
And you'd send more of us to die.
Well, I'm not gonna stand around. Are you?
You've done plenty, Darian.
You approach the source of the commotion and see a throng of villagers. They're arguing amongst themselves and hurling questions and demands at a lone figure perched above them. A young man stands on a spur of rock, his clenched fist held aloft. Steam rises from his wild hair and flushed face as he shouts to the gathering.
Been a week since our people left these gates. A week since the Iron Flail took them.
He paces the outcropping, his eyes burning. You see a few scattered nods in the crowd.
Yet we wait here behind our sturdy new walls, hiding in our rebuilt homes. We've done nothing.
He brings his fist into his palm with a sharp smack. The crowd erupts, bursting with pointed fingers and pointed words. One woman steps forward, her eyes lock on the young man.
Who are you to tell us how to defend our own? You ain't been here 2 months!
Several of the others grunt and hoot. You feel a shift in the crowd like a changing tide.
Hey, an angry mob. See? We're not so far from home.
And since I got here, I've been working alongside the rest of you. Don't start with that again.
A handful of others nod along with him, but they cringe and flinch as another villager joins the fray, shaking her finger at the young orator.
Well, it was your idea to send our people to that damned fort in the first place. If it weren't for you and the other leeches that come up with you, we wouldn't be in this mess.
The new accuser raises a chorus of furious cries. Darren raises his hands for calm so that the crowd's wrath is snowballing. Continue listening.
Enough. Enough.
Darren waves for calm, but the crowd has worked itself into a frenzy. He scans the assembly, beads of sweat rolling from his temples, his eyes fall on you, and he points.
You want to boot all the Outlanders from your town? Tell that to the hero of the White Forge.
Hey, it wasn't just me. This Watcher deserves at least a little credit.
No one seems to notice it there. A dozen heads turn in your direction. The villagers recognize you, and their eyes widen with hope and reverence. Enough shouting. I want somebody to calmly explain what's going on. He nods.
It's a small army from Raid Saris. They call themselves the Iron Flail.
As Darren mentioned the name, the rest of the crowd falls silent. The words trigger a sudden flashback to your dream of the mysterious army and the destruction of Cadnua. As the image fades, you see once more the vision of 100 eyes watching you in something just beyond.
Showed up a few weeks after you opened the battery. Demanded we give him the White Forge.
He avoids your gaze, scraping his boot against a rock.
They're led by a Darek Sendamir. Comes from an old Raid Saren family. The rumor has it the man's half mad with visions. Claims one drove him here to take the White Forge.
If one is only half mad with visions, the dose was too low.
Wise words.
They're not the only bloodsuckers around here.
The villager glares up at Darren, but most of the fellows are ignoring him by now. Darren raises his voice above the ruckus.
Our crew at the battery locked their doors and told the Iron Flail to go back to Raid Saris. Instead, they built a fort in the middle of the wood. So we sent a committee to reason with them. But that was a week ago. We haven't seen our people since.
A low rumble ripples through the crowd. Darren hesitates.
That can only mean one thing.
He's right. You've got to defend what's yours.
We're just miners and fisher folk.
Send Darian and the rest of the newcomers. Let them earn their keep.
We've cleared your roads and repaired this town. What more do we have to prove?
Please, everyone. Whatever our difference is, we've got to deal with the army at our gates. You've done a lot for Stalwart already. Many of us wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you.
He breaks off, looking as if he'd like to stuff his words back into his mouth. After an uneasy pause, he swallows and continues.
What I mean is, if anyone could deal with an army, it's you.
I've got my own business with this
The
army.
Iron Flail cleared a patch of forest north of Durgan's battery, built their fort there. It'll be well guarded, so if you can get in without raising an alarm, you may have an easier time of it. The important thing is to deal with the commander. If you can get rid of him, the rest of the soldiers will scatter.
I see.
Anyway, we've got our work cut out for us here.
He gives the crowd a purposeful look. Grumbling, they start to disperse.
While you're out, stop by the battery. Wangra and her team are still repairing the heavy cannons. They've made a lot of progress elsewhere. Thought you might like to see how far it's come.
I want to ask you about
Haven't
something.
been here long, but I'll tell you what I can.
Okay, just basic stuff there.
Hey,
Is it true? I saw lights coming from the battery. Did you really open it? I can't believe it. I'm sure I'd never make this route again, but who knows what rarities will come from those halls. Such an exciting time. How's business? Improved and getting better. His ears twitch and his face breaks into a wide smile. Thanks to you and the White Forge, there was great demand for my wares. Let's trade. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so now in this, let's talk to Ista again.
This is going to be
Okay.
fantastic. Just wait till they hear about this back home.
So now in this, Temple to Now Abaddon, there is another quest that can get us quite an item.
Oh, come on! Stupid sword!
Okay, now you're just pissing me off. She slams her forge hammer down on the unfinished blade with a loud clank. Straighten out, damn you! Temper, Masca. The older priest glares at Masca reproachfully. Sorry, Master, it just slipped out. She takes a deep breath and releases it slowly. What's wrong with the sword? Where to begin? She gestures at the rapidly cooling lump of iron on her anvil. For one, I can't manage to shape the metal no matter how hard I try. Master Engram says envision a sword, so I'm envisioning really, really hard. I think I'm ending up with a club, maybe a mace, if I'm lucky, but no sword. If my work doesn't improve soon, they'll kick me out of the temple. Can't be a priest if you're not a proper smith. Unless you help me. Go on. I snuck a peek at Master Engram's lore books and came across a ritual that can enchant a forge hammer to boost smithing skill. That's exactly the kind of edge I need. I've already completed the first part of the ritual, crafting the hammer. Unfortunately, the next two parts require me trapped with the D word, and there's no way Master Engram will let me leave anytime soon. I'll complete the forging hammer ritual for you. That's great! That hammer actually turned out alright. The first place you need to go is the Shrine of Abaddon in Crucible Keep. That's the first fight of the Defiance Bay. I've never been there myself, just place the hammer at the shrine, and it should get blessed or something. After that, you need to find the Shrine of Margren in Margren's Fork. It's not far from the Defiance Bay. To the north of the city, I think. Did the same thing with the hammer at that shrine, then head back here. Okay. Farewell.
Hey.
Oh, that's open for the taking. Let's take some stuff. Metals drying. Huh. Spooky!
All right, then.
Yeah, this is still the fishery. Ah, that's the Emporium.
Would I interest you in a new blade?
Possibly. The shopkeeper's clothes seem a little nicer, if not terribly warm, compared to what you've seen around Stalwart. His hair is immaculately coiffed, and his rosy cheeks look like they've barely been touched by the mountain winds. Welcome, welcome! I've got arms and armor, all top quality, or perhaps you'd like to see the potions. Always a pleasure to meet respectable company out here anyway. Show me what you have for sale. Okay, and this is the the crossbow I like to give Sagani, Twin Sting. See if there's anything else here. Eh. Okay. Okay, he's got a good variety of crafting stuff too. That's nice. Take those with us as well. Yep. Put these into the storage. And to bind the soul. Okay, so this is Twin String. To level it up, we either need to kill 15 enemies or kill 3 enemies with strong souls. Those NPCs are indicated by golden nameplates, i.e. backer characters. So it starts out just as a crossbow that's exceptional and inflicts raw damage over 4 seconds on hit. Twin Sting is a crossbow with an unusual design. It is built to fire 2 bolts before requiring a reload. Few are the practical uses of such a weapon that would be worth the trade-off of the extra weight. This item, however, was built to fulfill a very particular need.
Hey.
Okay. Renengild, Tans, the Gref's Rest, Dex. Okay. And now the mines are open. And there's like an entire quest line down there that I'm not going to be doing just yet. In time, but not just yet. Afraid I don't have any more bounties. Okay. So for now...
Mila, where have you got to this?
This one looks like she's used to hearing bad news. She shakes her head and holds up her hands before she can even begin. Look, you can tell Hammond that I ain't seen Mila all day, and besides he ought to keep a better eye on her shop if he don't want little uns poking around. What's this about? She blinks and is suddenly embarrassed. Oh, you're the one who opened up the battery, aren't you? It's really something like you need to be concerned with. She hesitates before deciding to continue. Actually, it's my girl, Mila. Been getting herself all sorts of trouble poking around Hammond's Emporium. She rolls her eyes, but bites her lower lip nervously a moment later. But you ain't hear about her, huh? You don't know where your own child is? She backs away like she's been slapped. I didn't say that. Unable to look you in the eyes, her gaze darts to the ground. Her cheeks fluster with embarrassment. But it's hard keeping track of her, what with all the commotion around here lately. Yeah, I think I was right the first time. You don't know where your child is. Race's arrows narrow down to slits the edges of brimming with water. She swallows hard and slowly exhales before continuing. She's been out for a while now, that's nothing new. Still, I can't help but worry that she's gone and gotten herself into some trouble. If you could keep an eye or two open for her while you're in town, I'd greatly appreciate it. Shrug and vaguely nod. Well, Royce raises an eyebrow, unsure of how to interpret your body language. If you do see her, please send her back this way. I'd appreciate it. A few questions for you. Do you recognize this place? Mountains and a cave, there's a lot in those parts. Those lines could be the standing stones like the ones at Whitestone Hollow. Is there someplace Milo likes to walk off to? Okay.
Hey.
So I think that picture is showing us where to find the kid. Let me hit the Long Watch Falls exit real quick. Yeah, because we got the fort, we got Whitestone Hollow, we got Long Watch Falls. I think Whitestone Hollow is new now, yes. So actually, let's head to Long Watch Falls real quick. I'm going to see if we can carry on with the quest for that body and the Alpine Dragon. Which we never did complete our first time through here. Yeah, because it's like, oh, it's the southwest or something, so... Let's head over here. Okay, do a quick save.
You again. I could still kill you for this annoyance.
What's the problem exactly?
Consider it indigestion. And consider yourself lucky I've eaten.
Did you kill Yudgar, the young man on the road?
Was that the rodent's name? I only know that he tasted mealy and lean.
He came looking for a soul twin. What did you have to do with that?
Centuries I've lived. I won't share my soul with some mewling youth.
Wait, you're his soul twin? Why did you kill him?
While he lived, his suffering became mine. And as he drew closer, his weakness infected my essence. I can never be strong while a soul twin of mine lives.
Zara frowns thoughtfully. I've always felt that if I had a soul twin, we would be good friends. I have not considered the advantages of being able to pummel them. I take it you've been through this before.
Since I was a worm, sudden fits of agony and terror would paralyze me. I was a prisoner to experiences that weren't mine.
The dragon's tail slowly coils and uncoils.
Eventually, I noticed something similar in my fellow hatchlings. I felt their cries and shrieks become mine as they nipped and flew at one another.
How did you become linked with your siblings?
I don't waste my time with the mysteries of souls, what sunders them and how the turning of the wheel apportions them. What matters is power, survival. I killed as many of the other hatchlings as I could. I felt their pain, but I also felt parts of their souls become mine. I slaughtered and devoured, and the scent of blood drove my siblings into a frenzy. Our nest became a maelstrom of chaos as we fought, dying and feeding together. At last, only a handful of us were left. We were sickened by all we'd consumed and suffered.
What happened to the hatchlings that survived?
I eventually hunted down some of my missing siblings. Others returned to me in other skins and other lives, as that boy did.
Could you have grown stronger by uniting with your soul twins?
Remaining fettered to them, hoping they never think to turn on me.
Something turns noisily in the dragon's stomach.
As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it.
Oh, Dice, you do love the murder. Try me. Okay, so. Let's fit him the weapon. Okay, so he's actually pretty weaker to pierce. Do want Zawa to interrupt that spirit. Dare, time to go tank. Try another paralyze. I think that spell went off. Yes, it did, so let's kitty cat man.
Hey.
I won't lose!
Ow! Okay, that's closer to how I was expecting a dragon fight to go.
course.
So, we are going to go down the same path, do the same thing. However, this time we're going to just
Zawa is ready.
do things a bit different.
Following your
We're
lead.
going to
Ready, Watcher.
Just say the word.
prep a bit.
Hey.
You again. I could still kill you for this annoyance.
Just go straight to the attack, since we're going to be fine anyway. Focus on the specters, freezes, get those out of the way as soon as possible. Dare, please heal to the best of your ability. Oh, good. Kana's down. Wonderful. Inzao was petrified. Wonderful. Kill that Spectre. Now, this is basically lost, but gonna go down swinging.
I'll chew the gristle off your skull.
Yeah.
This fight is
So I'm going to try this one more time, and if it don't work, I'm just going to come back later. Because I'm not just going to like keep pounding my head against the wall on this one.
Hey.
You again. I could still kill you for this.
Very well.
I mean, ideally, I should be separating folks out and all that, and spacing them so they're not so vulnerable to conal attacks. Take out the Ice Blight. Oh, Adair's already down, of course. Have him bring in a Spectre. Oh, Kana's down, of course. He just gets instantly killed.
Robius is out.
Okie dokie. So I'll just come back to this guy later. After we've leveled a bit.
Hey.
Okay, that's still going. So we're actually going to head back to Defiance Bay real quick to do the hammer quest. Head into the keep. And I actually forget exactly what level the Alpine Dragon is at. I forget it. It might actually be harder than the 2 dragons in the base game. I'm not sure.
Of course.
Certainly feels like it, just the amount of damage we were taking at level 12. Mike was able to just completely wipe out my mainline fighter.
Hey.
Thus, Moscow's Forge Hammer. You place Moscow's Forge Hammer at the base of the shrine. For a moment, nothing happens, and you hear the distant ringing of hammers striking anvils, tens, then hundreds, then thousands, all in unison. Moscow's Forge Hammer suddenly flares with light, and the chorus of hammering fades away. You retrieve the hammer, and though its appearance hasn't changed, it feels heavier somehow.
Hey.
Okay, and let's go to Marvin's Fork. Actually, while I'm here, let's head over to this bridge. For reasons. Oh, yeah.
Ready, Watcher. My bow's...
That's one.
Got an arrow for this one.
Two. Okay, good. That was a gunny. Gunny's gonna reload and then
Get on.
do a double shot on him, which is actually really nice that it shoots twice. Yay! Okay, and now it is, the raw damage it inflicts has gone almost doubled. It's still exceptional. And it grants delirious alacrity of motion once per rest. And we either have to deal 300 damage to hobbled enemies with Twin Sting to unlock the next level, or deal 1,500 damage with enemies with Twin Sting. And, I don't know if it actually... Equity of motion actually does that, to hobble them. I know there's a few ranger abilities you can use to hobble, but, eh. Local chapters of the Guild of the Poison Scale, a group of fanatical Wudican assassins, who believe the world is safest when no single entity wields too much power, spread from Adir to Deerwood in the years before the Deerwooden Revolution, and have continued to operate there since. Darden Guthrock failed his first assignment as a member of the new Hirma branch of the Poison Scale. It was not for lack of skill, but rather lack of contingency planning, that his attack was spoiled. He tracked an ascendant young noble to his lover's abode and waited all night from a rooftop across the road, his crossbow trained on the door.
Hey.
Okay, now let's go to Margaret's Fork. Oh, I can talk to Adair.
Strange place for a shrine to Abidan, Crucible Keep. Maybe it made more sense at some point before it gathered all that dust. The only thing the Knights of the Crucible worship these days is the nobility, as far as I understand it.
I know some soldiers who got recruited by the Knights after the war was over. They told me some about it. They get these young kids in there and they tell them about blacksmithing and the revolution and about tradition. Talking about the golem like he created the Crucible Knights and his force to go win Deer Wood's independence. Then they join. It turns out all any of those knights ever talk about is, when are they going to get recognized as a real knighthood? When are we getting our titles in our land? Their High Justice wants to be an earl, so it's Abaddon's will. He's got a castle and an army. We wonder how long he'll wait before he starts a war over it. St. Abaddon told him to. And the nobles will respond that their gods told them that they're the only true nobles. Trouble with having all these gods is you got support no matter how dumb your ideas are. Maybe we had the right idea blowing some of them up. Less of them to hide behind.
Hey.
Okay, go to Margaret's Fork. Oh yeah, this is some of the bounties. A motley gathering stands at the crossroads. At first glance, the person at the head of the group seems more monster than man. Two large and curling horns emerge from the sides of his skull, forming a hardened carapace that is pocked like coral. Down into the center, this strange shell splits, revealing the ash-gray skin of a man's face, obscured above the nose. The horns might seem a mere helmet, save that in several places you cannot tell where the flesh ends and the bone begins. From the neck down, however, this is, by all appearances, a human man, clad in fine armor of the same dark shade as his features. The man smiles, revealing long white teeth, from which the gums have retracted. Despite his smashed eyes, he looks airily in your direction. Hail, traveler, and well met. Are you enjoying the fresh air? We are doing much the same. You seem well armed for scholars. Ah, but we are not scriveners or aspiring priests, but rather scholars of death. What better to witness it than on the road? These paths are not very safe. For instance, I have heard tell that there are certain groups comprised of individuals both skilled and handsome, who, depending on the monetary fortunes of strangers, will unseam those poor devils from nose to nave, and thereby send them into the next life. I think our talk is done. Kill that one slow. I want to see the light leave him. Alrighty. I will do some focused fire on this cipher in the back. As we do. Or apparently just have everyone attack him. Okay. Come on, folks, just kill the damn thing. It's a mock, stop being crazy. See, this is why we killed the cipher. Imagine if it... Adair, no, no, do not kill the fluff. Do not attack the floof. We love the floof. There we go.
Hey.
As you prepare to strike a final blow, Gramfell raises his hand. Wait, wait, you have won the day. Mercy, traveler, I beg you. And again, the dice choose death. No, you die here.
Hey. Of course.
The ash-covered shrine of Margaret stands before you, the scent of charred wood still lingering in the air. Place Moska's forge hammer on the shrine. The temperature around you begins to rise, and before long you feel as if you're standing in front of an open forge. Moska's hammer begins to glow red hot. Suddenly, the ground near the shrine erupts into columns of living fire, flame lights. In the sky, winged shapes dive towards you, smoke trailing on their wide open jaws. Right, now we fight drakes. Please take care of that flame blight, please and thank you. Oh my god, please go faster in taking care of your flame blight. Would help if I actually had guys in attack position. That would speed things up. Take care of this flame blight. I dare see if we can go prone that drake. Same with you, Italmok.
Quick!
And kill the drake. Kind of if you would come over so you can get a flank.
Hey.
Okay, and both Adair and Haravius have leveled up. Oh, and so has Clarence. So Clarence is now a level 13 wizard. Let's roll for his skills. Only 4 of those can take a 6. It's going to be survival. So let's roll for spells. Get 2 of these. First one's going to be Leningrass Warding Staff. The spell conjures a powerful quarterstaff that adds deflection and pushes enemies away with a hobbled effect with each successful attack. The summoning itself also pushes everyone, including allies, away from the caster. And Delayed Fireball. The wizard hurls out a tiny ball of flame that sits for a fixed amount of time before exploding for heavy burn damage. And for Spell Mastery, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spells we can choose from. And it's going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exposed vulnerabilities, which is actually very nice. If it goes off, it's just lowers their damage reduction, their deflection, their concentration for a while. Okay, now for a dare. Roll for your skills. Cocked die. Okay, gonna be lower. And now for bows, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we're going to be rolling our d20. That is a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Unbroken. The fighter refuses to be vanquished. After being knocked out, the fighter stands back up with a portion of his or her endurance healed and temporary bonuses to all defenses and damage reductions. It is a passive once per encounter. You revive with roughly 1/3 of your endurance and some bonuses. That's actually quite useful.
Hey. Yeah?
And Haravius, roll for your skills. Only 4 can take the 6. That's going to be stealth. Yeah, the way we're doing this, we pretty much maxed out our mechanics, which sucks. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Yep, 8 spells for spell mastery. So we'll roll our d8. 2, Infestation of Maggots, not a bad one. Okay. And he also does get his level 6 spells, which is summons 2 to 3 random oozes or slimes, Nature's Bounty. All unoccupied quick slots in the party are filled with wondrous nectar that can be consumed for combat bonuses and healing. Which is just plus 12 endurance. Actually not too bad, but not the best. And Weather the Storm. The druid casts a powerful aegis against the forces of nature for her allies, granting large resistance to burn, shock, freeze, and corrode damage. Which could be useful against, say, an alpine dragon.
Hey.
Okay, and with that done, we are going to go Back to Stalwart Village. Head into the temple. Okay, I completed the ritual. Just in time too, I was supposed to be done with the sword yesterday. Okay, magic hammer, do your thing. She raises the hammer and prepares to strike the unfinished sword. Mako swings the hammer down hard, and both blade and anvil ring with the force of the blow. The blade's metal ripples like liquid as it shapes itself into a proper sword. Masker grins and nods at you, but the ringing continues, making more and more shrill, and just as the sound becomes unbearable, the sword shatters, scattering metal shards across the room. Tough is ritual. I haven't seen anyone try to use it in some time. He glances at you. You had help, of course. But it doesn't change the fact that you were the instigator. Maska, is there any reason I shouldn't immediately cast you out of the temple? No, Master. Maska's eyes are fixed on the floor. What about you? You made yourself a part of this. Is there anything you wish to say in Maska's defense? D8 time. Cocked die. 2. All errors can be forged into lessons. It says so right in this book. I'd say Maska has learned a valuable lesson. With that, more of my acolytes actually read the book. Maska, this stranger has preserved your position within the temple. See that his effort was not in vain. I won't. Thank you, Mesha Ankram. And thank you for giving me a second chance. Here, a gift for you. One of the very first things I forged. The unlabored blade. Now I need to get back to work. I've still got a lot to learn. Okay. So this is the unlabored blade. Soulbound. It can actually be bound to anyone, I believe. And I like to give it to Zawa. It is just a superb dagger. Plus 12 accuracy, plus 45 damage. An additional 5 accuracy on top of that. And we just deal 100 slash damage to unlock the next level. Simple might be as specific as you can get when describing this dagger. Its handle is leather wrapped in plain. Its blade is bronze. It has no markings, no filigree, no gems or fancy metalwork. It appears well made, but it is so unremarkable that it is a challenge to judge. There's a sense in holding it that there must be something more there, if only because it is difficult to believe any craftsman would take so little pride in his work.
Hey.
Zawa is ready.
Change him over.
Of course.
Okay. So I am going to head up to the, let's turn remaining. Oh, Sliver has arrived at my keep, seeking counsel on some business matters. That should be interesting. Whitestone Hollow, I should say.
I'm on the trail.
You'd think those swirly symbols mean anything. That's not bad.
You should have run!
take them all out.
Stand still.
Of course. Hey.
Quiet.
Head up here. Ooh, snow bear. And a young snow bear. A very dead snow bear. Okay, took those guys out. Looks like Connor leveled up. Okay, roll his skills. Oh, he actually has a 9. And we could pretty summon to stealth. Okay, so which phrase are we going to grab here? Old Sick would not rest till his hunger was sated, which is just a friendly aura of 15% damage restored as endurance, so we get a bit of a lifesteal effect. Make sure that gets added into his repertoire.
Hey.
Randomized breastplate, monk, paladin, or chanter. Honestly, I think I'll give it to Kana. So, plus the, yeah, oh yeah, but the intellect, definitely. Okay. Bind Soul. Travel to Wood End of Plains and defeat the Bleak Walkers. Interesting. This dark green enameled steel breastplate was the property of Fiona, an adventurer who hailed from the Valian Republics and found her colony running within expedition companies in the Deerwood. A small amount of copper chain extends under the breastplate for additional protection. Rihanna ended her career early after giving up her expedition group to a dragon in the White March in exchange for her own life.
Hey.
Not gonna judge too much harshly on that one.
Let's see what lies this way.
Let's continue exploring Whitestone Lake.
Still don't see why we had to hurt the dogs.
Yet more looters.
Shut it about the blazing dogs.
I don't know. Hurting dogs is bad. Just focus the fuck out of that mage. Kill the mage, kill the mage. And the mage's duplicate. Oh, Edgelman. Let's do a knockdown. Hopefully you can get out of that. Okay, and now we'll just move you out of the way. Haravius and Scani. Take out this guy. Those are all you and you. Y'all come up and attack him.
This fight is mine!
Okay, and finally everyone just pile in.
Zawa is ready.
Okay. And now the blade is only exceptional. Deal 300 slash damage to enemies with the unlabeled blade to unlock the next level. It is difficult to say for sure, but the blade seems to have picked up tarnish with use, despite the relative light usage it has seen since you've acquired it. It is hard to imagine that the blade was made so cheaply that it is already near the end of its lifespan, yet it does not appear to be far off. A single rune is visible along the blade. At first it looked more like a scratch. It seems impossible to remember now whether that rune has always been there.
Hey.
Learn some spells.
Hey.
Loot some looters.
Ready, Watcher.
Everything's doing on Sagani's weapon. Coming along. Coming along here.
Hey. All right, then.
Don't think we'll find much.
Okay, again, kill the
Townspeople
mage.
picked the place clean.
Kill the priest, except for you, Adair. Just keep on in there.
That's how it's done.
Okay. Where's the... Take out the bandit. It's probably some sort of rogue. Because I believe the looters are just fighters. The brigands of Barbarian. Take him out. And finally just the looter. Get out!
Hey. Hey.
Vietro's formal footwear. Aristocratic carouse of dexterity +4. Fill quick items with spirits. +1 constitution for... Interesting.
Hey.
I shall be
Let's go
quiet
into
as a
scouting
calm
mode.
sea, which is not very quiet.
This pale rough stone doesn't resemble any other formation in the area. Oh my.
Take a look at that.
Ring of Unshackling. Yeah. And a Scroll of Wall of Flame. How appropriate. Okay. Hello, folks. It's bad days coming, I'm telling you. The pair looks you up at you as you approach. Who's the... Oh, begging your pardon, Lord. The villager shuffles to face you. What happened here? We know some of Haddad's goats wandering loose. When we came up here, we saw some suspicious people looking over Haddad's house. Looks like they torched the barn. Suspicious people. Not just looters, I mean. They were armored up like they were in for battle, and mean-looking. Kern's got something to do with this, I just know it. Kern? He is a dwarf, lives in Stalwart now. He and Hadi were always at each other's throats over land rights for years now. Might not be him. You shouldn't go accusing people. Why are you standing here, then? We were worried there might be one of them still inside. We're goat herds, not warriors. I'll go have a look. Good man. Hope we're wrong about all this. Already dead. The dead man's sprawled position gives you a clear view of the sword wound in his back. The smeared, drying blood around him has not yet faded to brown. Read his soul. You hear a groan, low and pained, and turn your head to see this dull pain in your skull, and your vision swims. A harsh grip on your arm bears you upright on your knees. You don't have anything worth stealing! Alwina's voice cuts through your sluggish thoughts. You look up at the armored man seated at the table, your stomach knotting up with dread. No, you don't. He reaches almost idly for the ledger. You notice before he does the way that Alwina tenses up, but you're not sure why until he opens the book and the letter falls out. Family. The man smiles as he picks up the letter. No! Alwina tries to run forward, only to get caught up by the arm of the man behind her. Looks like Eska's doing well at the mill. Sweet of him to write. The Earthroad's a long way from here. Enough, Sebastian. All right. He tosses the letter on the table. Cruel amusement swiftly replaced with irritation. Kill him. You barely have time to register the words. The sword through your back drives the air from your lungs, in the strength of your limbs all at once. Alvina's screams seem so faint. You have to get to her. You have to warn Eska, somehow. But your legs won't listen. You can't breathe. The memory slips from you like a shucked coat, and the pain in your back fades just as quickly.
Hey.
Hadi's dead. Knew it had to be bad. Thanks for letting us know, stranger. Okay, and we also completed the crossed eye. It took extensive search and inquiry across 3 countries, but Devil of Carrick eventually picked up the trail of the stolen Adraban eye. Following the Broken Stone War, the Amaur thief traveled south to Abbott, then on to Nasatok. Among the boreal dwarves, the thief found a wealthy buyer, the chief of a prosperous tribe. A generation later, the tribe fell on hard times and was raided both by Deadfire Archipelago pirates and Pale Elves from the Wipe That Wins. The Pale Elves sold the frozen eye to merchants from Old Valia, who took it north to the Prince of Dracosi. It remained there for 2 generations. When Dracosi Palace was sacked, one of the invading soldiers took the eye as a prize, carrying it across the sea to Ozai and the Valian republics. It was still there when the Devil of Carrick arrived. Though the wealthy patriarch who owned the eye demanded a hefty sum, the Glanfather Amandvath did not hesitate to pay the price. So we get crossed patch. So it is negative to accuracy, but immunity to blinded and 10% damage to flanked targets.
Hey.
Alright, so let's continue exploring.
I'll take a look.
Great deal of lock and forth.
Ready when you are.
At least some Tain's Chaos Orb here. It's a fun spell. Chain Lightning. Y'all take out the red fin. And those ones here. I think I'll have him turn Sidewinder. Same with you and the pistol, the bow. There we go. More login pop murder. And take out the ice bites.
Hey. All right, then.
Let's see what lies this way.
Real quick, I'm gonna take a look-see at that picture and the quest items. Okay, so it's definitely on the north bank then. Go into fast mode. East Beetles. Hey, very east. Nice. Oh god, that was tortured. Sure, why not?
This fight is mine.
Actually, no, that's stupid. Just fireball here. God, fireballs are disappointing in this game.
Of course.
I will walk unseen.
Scouting mode around this pier. Nothing that I can find, at least. That is a cave. Some young skulldrakes.
This fight is
Settle.
Just basic focus fire on this one, not much to it.
Hey.
Okay, so the Unlabored Blade. It is now only a fine dagger, and we need to deal 600 slash damage to get the next level. Okay, the leather on the handle has become brittle and begun to crack. The blade's original luster has dulled, and the reflections cast into it are hazy and indistinct. A second rune appears next to the first, but the blade seems altogether worse, despite the new detail. So, if you haven't caught on, the gimmick of this item is that basically it starts out as like superb, which is like one of the best things you can, best grades, and it continues to get worse. So right now it's fine, next it will be like normal. After that it like is like worse than normal. It actually has a malice to it. And then once you get it through that, it actually becomes like one of the highest grade weapons in the game. And, you know, it's still a dagger, but, you know, there you go.
Let's see what lies.
It's fun. I like it. Alright, let's get into this cave. That's a good amount of blood. Vict. Hey, Mila. And the fox from the farmer did run and leap. Ooh, what he did to those poor little sheep. Despite the girl singing, the wicks around her are strangely calm. They scratch the claws in the dirt, bloodshot eyes half closed, while the girl sings and hums her song. Suddenly, she looks up and notices you. She looks around the cave, as if hoping that you'd hear for someone else. I'm Mila. These are my friends. She waves an arm around toward the wicks, then regards you with some concern. Did you come to play with us? The wicks look up at the worry in her voice. There are pupils narrow to pinpricks. Your mother's looking for you. Mila flinches. Her face scrunches into a defiant little frown. The wicks notice the sudden movement and hiss. Big tongue! Mila's big pitched voice cries out at the nearest hissing wick. Be nice! She turns her attention back to you. I don't want to go back. She yells at me. I just want to play here with my friends. She makes a little mound of dirty snow. You can't stay here forever. You can't make me go. These aren't your friends, the wicks. They are my friends. I saw them eating a stinky deer because they were hungry. Then I brought them some chicken, now they're my friends. She looks at you matter-of-factly as though completing a lecture. So don't call them wicks. And once again, the Dioceses Venice attack the Wicks. Milo lets out an ear-piercing scream as you rush into the fray. Now, these being Wicks. Interesting. So I think she might actually be a chanter, actually, because of she was like the song she was singing was actually one of the chanter phrases. So I wonder if she's doing this subconsciously. Calling up these spirits.
Leave it to me. This.
Dead on.
Hey. Leave it to me.
You killed my friends. I want a mother.
Hey.
Oh, that seemed to have resolved that.
Quick and quiet.
Okay, let's head out. Oh, I still have them scan them out. No wonder they're so slow.
How's the hand?
Turning purple. I'd have to cut it off.
I warned you not to pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
Good questions. Andra, bless you, my Mila's back. Race's wind-chapped face is puffy, and her eyes are red. In fact, girl's not leaving my sight for a week. She glares down at Milo and clears her throat loudly. Milo shuffles forward and speaks in a tone of recitation. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. Thank you for bringing me home. I promise not to wander off ever again. She glances up at her mother, and Rusk nods. Milo gives you a handful of warm, sweaty coins. Thank you. Milo looks back up at Rice, who nods. You're welcome. Okay, and Zawa has leveled to level 13. Let's roll for his skills. That was 2 cocked dice. There we go. That's actually going to be mechanics. Yay. Okay, so ability 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to roll that d12. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enervating blows. By targeting certain points of an enemy, the monk is able to inflict physical weakness. Melee critical hits cause the target to become weakened. Okay. Now, one of the abilities I really do like is the Dichotomous Soul. It just summons the Ice and Flame duplicates. Skyward Kick is actually really nice. It just deals some good damage and also knocks enemies prone, which is always nice. Iron Will is like damage reduction per wound, which can really stack. 50% chance to reflect ranged attacks, also really good, but we have enervating blows, which are it's not too bad.
Hey.
Okay, so we are going to take ourselves a rest.
You really did it! I mean, people have always come through here, talking about opening the battery, claiming the White Forge, all that. But I didn't think anyone would ever really manage it. I told Renegild I'd be willing to help with getting the mines back in order. You know, do my part. Figure we can turn this place around, now that you've laid the foundation.
Okay, so I am going to rest. And then I'm actually going to check out Durgan's battery, because there's actually some quests there.
Please, someone has to do something. Piss off, Kern. I got enough problems.
This guy. Decades I've lived here. We've worked and drunk together, and not a one of them will lift a finger. The dwarf's face is damp and blotchy. His outbursts seem to take something out of him. He sags, his line features showing his exhaustion. I'm sorry, I've no heart for conversation. I'm sure someone in here will drink to your health. What happened? I've done something terrible and I'm not sure I can fix things. This neighbor of mine, Hadi. We've never gotten on at the best of times. With this land dispute, losing half of my property, things have gotten out of hand. I came across Hadi's house. You've seen him? Is Hadi safe? I'll tell you, Troy, I never knew Kestevan was a bleak walker. I tried to stop him. Hadi is dead. Gods, no, what have I done? Kieran Clutcher said, all of them. His family? Feeling guilty, Kern? No, this can't be. Wait. What about their son, Asuka? Next on the list, probably. Then find him for sure. Please find him. I can't bear 3 deaths upon my conscience.
Hey.
Okay. Presentation. Investors from Defiance Bay who are attempting to establish a trade agreement with Stalwart. Before they're willing to commit to an agreement, they want to have the town assessed to make sure it's prosperous as people are claiming. That's where I come in. What's your assessment of the town? There's certainly a lot of coin changing hands, but whether this is something short-lived boon or something that will persist long-term remains to be seen.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Okay.
Nothing like a pint.
So let's rest.
Hey.
And head on up to the battery. I am going to take a check on folks' items. Again, that's coming along. Oh, that's quite nice.
Hey.
Because there are still a few soulbound items to get. 2 are just like, at least 2 come with the plot, like just as you, go forward with it. Maybe 3. There's 1 I know I really like it, but I don't remember exactly where you get it. It's a 2-handed sword that, is good.
Oh. Does everyone else see that Stelgar in the undersized breeches?
Gonna head up here before going... Oh, yeah, I also have to go by Galvino's cabin to tell him about the one dude. That one side quest. In the fishery where I ruined a man's life. And I exposed the murder of his sister that he did. Okay, yeah, this is where I get one of the items. That item right there. Earthall. A man stands on the middle of the road. Without lowering the blade that rests on his shoulder, he takes 2 steps forward as if to speak to the group for the group behind him. I was hoping for another gift bearer. They always carry surprises, and we love surprises. By we, of course, I mean me and this. The man taps the hilt of the sword. It'll be quick. Try and stand still. Okay, so... as always, we are going to do some good old-fashioned wizard targeting. Shall I have her do the raw damage to the priest? Just shoot the wizard. Gonna have him bring a storm down. Chaotic orbs targeting the wizard. This forward, have him go kitty cat mode. Okay, good. Let's target the priest then. Okay, priest is dead. Let's go for Earthall here. He's a fighter with his vigorous defense. Take him down. Take down the rogue. And the other fighter.
That's how it's done.
Gift bearer notebook. A recurring signature in the pages of this notebook indicate that it belonged to someone named Extilli. The pages contain an assortment of entries, some notes list collection of items alongside their purported value. Other pages are scribbled with notes about the land. A map of the russet wood marks an important body of water. Next to it there are several underlined notes. They read, okay.
Of course.
Check for any spells there. Not really. So, Saint Idrin's Redeemer, great sword for barbarian, fighter, or paladin. We'll be giving it to Adair. So it is exceptional, and it has a 25% chance to cast Destroy Vessels on hit or critical hit. So basically, 25% of the time it hits a vessel, it just destroys them. So we either have to deal 200 damage to spirits or just 1000 damage in general to enemies. The sword is well made but modest in design. The lone flourish is a feather pattern radiating from the hilt, and even this has been crafted with exquisite care. Each barb and shaft is a smooth, straight line beneath your fingers. Power and warmth radiate from the blade.
Hey. Of course.
Ooh, that was some good amount of cash.
All right, then.
The road continues climb for a short distance before turning sharply down into the pass beyond. And the reason why that weapon is so good is because we might be encountering some particularly nasty vessels during this DLC. And a weapon that has like a 1 in 4 chance of just killing them on hit speeds things up considerably. And it's nice because since it's an anti-vessel weapon, it will work on like any undead as well, like vampires, death knights, pretty much anything. constructs, animates, what have you. I must congratulate you. I had little idea that your work at the battery would attract an army. With any luck, they will finish what the devils started on Stalwart. I have news about, Gind?
Yes? Does the sniveling cur hide in his home? Or has he been exiled to a place even more frigid and foul?
I learned that he murdered his sister.
Diverus! The man is even more of a wretch than I thought. What of him now? Surely the villagers string him up with his own fishing line.
When he saw what I was up to, he attacked. I had to kill him.
He attacked first? I must trust your word, amico. I would have preferred that he did not escape his ignominy so quickly. Still, I am grateful for your help. I will open a good wine tonight. As for you, take this.
Hey.
And that's some XP for us. How's everyone doing?
Hey.
New quest. The Unworn Path. Among the kind wayfarers, in the event that a member of the Order dies of natural causes, it is customary for the paladin to request burial in a dangerous place that is difficult to reach. In fulfilling their lost comrade's request, the other kind wayfarers forge new paths that others may more easily follow. When the elder paladin Adram Delphar died, his brothers and sisters set out for Red Flower Lake in a remote eastern part of Raid Saris, but they never reached their destination. With so few kind wayfarers left in that part of the eastern reach, the Order has reached out for assistance in recovering their comrades and helping see them to the resting place. We'll send Pelagia.
Hey.
Pelagina? Her. So I think there's 3 more soulbound items left in the White March. 2 we get just as part of plot advancement, and 1 I think might be on Durgan's battery. I think it's the shield that is. Because there's a sword and a 2-handed hammer that are both plot related. 1-handed sword.
You want me to go back up there? After nearly losing my leg?
You still got it, don't ya?
The back of the Orland's head is a patchwork of singed green-brown fur and dark, scar-rippled flesh. She notes you and jumps back a foot. One of her staring eyes is gold and the other is hazel. She flicks her left ear, which is more than a nub on her skull. At last, she relaxes.
I think we found Haravius' mom.
Very funny. Just because we're both mangled Orlans. Ha ha. Although, come to think of it, my real mom won't have anything to do with me. So if you think it's a good fit...
Haravius turns to the woman. He looks up at her as if recognizing her for the first time. Slowly, cautiously, his mouth forms a word.
Mom?
He opens his arms wide for a hug. The Orlan woman does not appear to have heard him. She smiles at you instead. Haravius frowns and lets his arms drop. He hangs his head.
Ha! Took you for one of them Rayed Sarens. Then I saw you had all your teeth. Ha ha ha!
She's shouting at you, but a friendly smile warms her face. She smells of sulfur and smoke. I've also got more than half a brain.
Hang on, gotta talk into my good ear.
She yells even louder, swiveling a hairless but whole ear towards you.
Now what was... Say, ain't I seen you somewhere?
Your mother has.
No, I got it. You're the one who got us into this place. And you fired up the White Forge. Must have been a real sight up close. All that fire. Oh.
What are you doing out here?
Oh, you know, clearing tunnels, blowing old barricades, just tidying up. But soon, I've got to start testing the cannons.
What do you mean? She shakes her head as if at a wayward child.
They may be a small army, but they're still an army. Group out of Raid Ceres, calling themselves the Iron Flail. We held them off a few weeks ago, but they didn't run far. Set up a fort in the woods, and I hear they're working on some really fantastic siege weapons.
There must be something you can do.
There sure is. Once we have the heavy cannons, that is.
What's the problem with the heavy cannons?
They're all the way up there.
She points up at a tower that punches through the snow-bleared clouds.
I sent a crew to the tower, but they came back complaining about Skuldrak and the other nasties. Nearly took Kolmar's leg off. Skuldrak did, I mean.
I could look into it.
That'd be a big help. I'd hate to let those beauties go to rust up there. And anything you find up there is yours. Battery's full of treasures, and the West Tower has hardly been explored. Head through the door and up the stairs. That'll get you to that rampart. Yeah, Kulmar cleared the rubble before he took to getting himself conveniently injured. You should be able to work your way up to the cannons from there. Meantime, I'll check on our black powder stock.
Hey.
Go to the Great Hall.
Of course.
And this is the area that's now been redone. Ooh.
I'll tinker with that. What could go wrong?
Old guard's key. Nice. Take it. Yeah, and this is the room we could not get in before because our mechanics were shit. Turgan steel. Oh, that is the helm. Okay, we can get this. Nice. Garrod. As it has twice before, your vision blurs and fades to black. When it returns, you find yourself on your knees, a shattered sword in your hands and a broken, battered helm in front of you, your helm. You can feel blood pouring down one side of your face, and you know for certain that you will never see out of your left eye again. Arrayed around you is a circle of other warriors, some from your tribe, the rest from an enemy tribe. They watch the combat in silence. You're going to die, old man. Your opponent is brash, but young and strong. You still think single combat was a good idea? You do. Last winter's famine took a heavy toll on your tribe, and your warriors were in no shape to fend off an all-out attack from its enemies. Single combat was your tribe's only hope, but not if you lose. Once again, the world stops. The memories awaiting your guidance. The memories trail awaiting your guidance. Take him down with you. You force yourself to your feet and toss away your broken blade. Summoning the last reserves of your energy, you charge your opponent. He's ready for you. His blade bites deep into your side, a mortal blow. He laughs, but the last laugh is yours. You are older and you are slower, but you're still strong. You seize the young warrior's head and with a roar of triumph snap his neck and drop his corpse into the mud. You remain standing, sheer willpower keeping you up, until you're certain that you're the undisputed winner of the combat. It's not until the last of the enemy warriors have left your village that you allow yourself to collapse. The last thing you ever remember is the hands of your people reaching out to catch you. Yes, it all coming back. My sister, my reign, the end. Oh. Gerhard looks at his own spectral form with a sad surprise in his eyes, watching it begin to fade. But I've only just seen it! There has been so little time to know what to make of it all. Farewell, Geralt. He sighs. The will has no patience, it seems. I trust my helm to your care. You find Geralt's helm in your hands, whole and unbroken. Farewell, my friend. So yeah, that is Geralt's chorus, which gives us +3 might and retaliation. Honestly, I'm gonna give that to Zalba. That's
Hey.
extra damage and retaliation could be useful for him. Ow.
Hey.
Alright, let's keep exploring. Taking all the free stuff that we can. Can we go down to the mine level again? Interesting. Ah, this is just the foundry. Okay.
I'll tinker with that. What could go wrong?
Some more Durgan ingots. Might as well craft what we can of those. Because then, like, for say... Well, not for this weapon, but for, like, Shame or Glory, they can add the Durgan Refine to it, which is attack speed, damage multiplier, and hits converted crits. What is it for this one? Is it all the same? Yeah. And then for armor, you can also reinforce it, which turns some crits into hits and is less armor speed penalty. Which actually will be useful.
Hey.
Go to the East Tower. Okay, yeah, that was just this area, so let's head back in to the Great Hall. And up into a new area.
Step lightly.
Turn on scouting, turn off fast mode.
I'll tinker with that. What could go wrong?
It's a big flame blight. There, I'm gonna have you try Forge Guardian, because you've got that fancy anti-vessel sword. And that was that. That was the Destroy Vessel ability. Okay, Magma Blights. Seems I've gotten my wizard rather injured. Oh yes, because the Magma Blights are focus firing him. Smart little buggers.
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, let's see here. Now those were spirit enemies for the most part, so that actually gave a good amount towards the next level. That's continuing on. And they're all making progress.
Hey.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
This is the round shot smithy. We cannot get in there. Okay, we got some skull dracks here. That we're just going to apply violence to, and that should solve things.
All right then.
Skull drac? Such various and sundry skull drac. Interesting pathing there, Zawa. Okay. And then clean up.
Leave it to me.
As you say.
Okay, so Twin Sting has leveled up. We just need to deal 150 raw damage to enemies with Twin Sting to unlock the next level. So it seems to be back to only the 4.7 raw damage instead of the 9 point something. However, it does have a 25% chance to cast Plague of Insects on hit or critical hit, which does do raw damage over time to the foe. Okay. When the noble emerged the next morning, Guthrok's poison bolt struck him just above the heart. However, the noble was a man of some girth, and the dose of poison was too sparing. The man ran through the streets of New Hammer, screaming and waking up half the city, including an apothecary who quickly administered an antidote before the poison had taken full effect.
Hey.
Nothing will slip past me.
Okay, continue exploring. Gems. Scrolls.
Like this.
Let's close that door for now. Lever request. This note is written in fine script. The lever for the artillery lift has broken again. I've been telling my men to be as careful as possible while using the lift, but it's difficult to keep your balance on the thing. One bad bump nearly sent a handful of them off the edge, and I'd rather they break a lever to keep their balance than fall off. Unfortunately, it was a clean break this time. We'll need this lever as soon as possible. Scrawled across the bottom in thick ink is an additional note. If your men stopped taking up so much ammunition at a time, there wouldn't be a problem. That'd this will be the last level you'll ever get. Next time, you'll just get a rammer.
Hey. Now what's this all about?
Yeah, trigger it. Dwarven lever. The cannons are cold as ice and banded by angular pentons and prayers to Abaddon. Oh, cannot get in there. Okay, so this is the
I
lift.
did not know it was possible for a lift to have suffered. But here we are.
The chain is so rusted it barely moves. The gearbox looks strangely empty, like it's missing a cog. Upon closer inspection, you see a thin layer of yellow slime coating the gearbox. And fit the replacement lever into the slot. Okay. The road to Red Flower Lake turned out to be even more dangerous than the elders of the Kind Weavers had expected. They believed that the attack against Adram Delphar's funeral procession had been carried out by ogres. Instead, Palagina and the Kind Weaver initiates discovered Ettin's twisted two-headed ogres of incredible size and ferocity. Recovering the paladins' bodies was costly, with 5 more initiates dying in the process. In the end, Palagina and 7 kindly wayfarers reached Red Flower Lake. There, they held a service for Adram Delphar and the others that died to make their way to the summit. On the way back down, the initiates placed marked cairns along the trail to indicate when it had been cleared by the kind wayfarers and at what cost. Wayfarers, yeah. Okay, let's head down here. Yeah, tomorrow Skulldrax.
Let's see what lies this way.
Spodes.
Brave Dalphilon.
Yeah, taking out the Crystal Eater. We are taking out the Moon Spiderling. So the Moon Spiders are really obnoxious because they create these Moon Balls, which will heal. The Crystal Eaters are also obnoxious because they have a bite that can petrify. Hey, cannon range key, nice. Dwarven Tome, Grimoire. And actually, that does remind me, let me actually look at what spells I have prepared versus what I can actually cast. Okay, I think that's good for now.
Hey.
I will walk unseen.
On the treatment and preservation of cannons. This page seems to be from a larger text. We now have a treatment to prevent our prized cannons from rusting outside. Potion Master Andrin developed a solution that seals the metal, protecting it from cold air. We transformed the old armory into a patination chamber, where we can heat the solution into a gas. As the gas diffuses the chamber, it will build up a hard coating on the cannons. After a few weeks, the cannons will be ready for the elements. However, we must be careful around the solution. One of Andrin's assistants scalded her throat just from breathing too close to the stuff. The rest of the manuscript has fallen apart over time. So that's this room. Yeah. That's the swarm of insects from the Twin Stick. Have y'all attack. Like, for instance, looking at her. Okay, yeah, so only the actual, like, raw damage from the weapon itself, not from the insect swarm, seems to count. Which makes sense. It would be really fast otherwise. Just doing a quick check. Okay.
Zawa is ready.
Hey.
Artillery lift notice. The artillery lift will be closed until further notice. The cogs are rusting, and any failure in the mechanism could be catastrophic. Pushmaster Andrin is looking into patinating the cogs to make them weatherproofed.
Hey, need something?
Let's see what's in here.
Nope, that's still locked, so this must be the key. Yep.
Laying low.
Kill the moon spider. And spiderling. Then take everything else out. Got dominated. Dominated again. And dead.
Hey. All right then.
Random spear.
Step lightly.
Helmets.
Leave it to me!
Let's kill
Leave
the
it to me!
Fistillator. Kill you. Focus fire on the moon spider. Take out the skulljack at our back line. There, you can just continue fighting him. Everyone fight this skulljack now that the other's dominated. With a view to killing it. There we go. Take out the main skulljack. It's still dominated. Of course. Vent pick.
Hey.
Oh. Speds.
Step lightly.
Andrin's notes. Who knew a creature as disgusting as a disease pudding could be so useful? The ability to not only prevent metals from rusting, but to remove rust entirely is astounding. I can only imagine what sorts of contraptions we can devise without having to worry about exposing iron to the elements. As always, I get ahead of myself. Finding these creatures is already a chore. Keeping them properly contained is nearly impossible. I was lucky to acquire what few I have. Paragon Rust Dissolver, a small label on the side reads property of a Thorel, for use on rusted materials only. Yellow gelatinous residue lines the bottom of the broken tube. A wand. We are not getting into that. Okay, you peer through the hole and see a wide, sturdy parapet running along the wall. Several feet along the wall, you also see a broad crack. It appears to lead to another room. Send someone onto the ledge. Let's send Zawa, actually. Zawa sidles across the ledge. Zara reaches the crack in the wall. A noxious, eye-watering vapor seeps from within. Use a hammer and chisel to widen the crack. It's slow tedious work, and by the time it's finished, exhaustion has crept through Zawa's body. The ancient masonry crumbles away, and a stinging vapor rushes through the breach. Zawa holds a breath and clings to the wall as the rest of the gas escapes. Enter the room through the widened crack. The party continues into the newly cleared room.
Hey.
Alright, let's grab the patina cogs. So this is another way in here that gets rid of all the gas. And let's fight these disease puddings. Wonderful name. We have sickened the disease pudding. Up there in the top left there, you can see it is sickened. The irony is wonderful. St. Edwin's Redeemer has leveled up. It is now, I think it always was exceptional. But now it grants Holy Power 3 per rest, which is a friendly aura of +3 might +7 resolve for 30 seconds. It's really nice. We can either kill 10 vessels with St. Edwin's Redeemer, or kill 50 enemies with St. Edwin's Redeemer to unlock the next level. Edwin was a paladin and a member of the Kind Wayfarers during the War of Black Trees. She was famous for escorting colonists and farmers through the Deerwood and protecting them from Glenfathan warbands. Though a skilled warrior, she avoided the Glenfathans when possible rather than fight them. However, tensions and tempers rose, and one day she found herself guiding a family of farmers from the ruined homestead. While she attempted to wait out the prowling raiders, one of her charges rushed into the fray. Edwin was forced to hold off the Glenfathans while the rest of the farmers fled. She died, outnumbered and surrounded, and it was said that even the raider who struck the killing blow wept for her.
Hey.
And Zawa has minor fatigue. Ooh, that's not good. Negative 10 accuracy? Yeah. Okay, we can dissolve the rest of these chains. You pour the contents of the vial onto the chains. The solvent hisses as it dribbles down, melting the rust into a slick brown puddle. The heavy chain squeaks with movement. Insert the new cog. You slot the new cog into place. The mechanism looks ready to run now.
Hey.
Alrighty. let's head on up. Pull the lever. The lift makes slow, jouncing progress. It lurches every few feet, the arrested chains groaning like the dead. It comes to a trembling stop, and the entire platform swings precariously. A sharp metallic odor emanates from one of the winches. You hear screaming. At first you think it's coming from the winch, but then you realize it's coming from above. An enormous skull swoops from the shadows. You feel the air from its passage as it whooshes past you, but before you can catch more than a glimpse, it's circling back, searching for you with ear-splitting shrieks. Rustling winds and a heavy musk alert you to its presence of more of the beasts. As you close, the platform continues to sway and bounce. Make a stand in the center of the platform. The largest Skulldrak dives for the middle of the lift. Its screeches turns to hisses as it spews sizzling acid across the platform. It scalds you, your own screams ring in your ears, and you smell burning flesh. Send someone to fix the winch. Myself. You scramble noisily towards the winch, but falls echoing in the dark shaft. Skulldrak pulls away at the peg and floats toward you down into the ruckus. With its hiss, it spits a gob of acid into my face. Of course it does. You reach the winch and set to work on the jammed rusted cogs within. The problem looks more complex than you'd hoped. You're not certain how long it will take you to fix this snarled mess of gears. Continue to fix the wrench. More dive in, more acid, yay. The smallest Skulldrak zips in tighter circles as they close. Meanwhile, the larger the bunch is wheeling back, preparing for another attack. Continue fixing the winch. One Skulldrak breaks from the pack and plummets towards you, ramming the shoulder with its blunt head. Finally, we get to the fight. Come on, folks. Yeah, we just start this fight beat up with injuries. Yay. Well, time to break out my broken abilities. Okay.
You should.
Not so strong now that you're not in a scripted event, aren't you? And kill this little thing.
Some rest would renew our souls.
Alrighty. Let's keep going. Okay. Now we just have to restore the cannons. Get our Skuldraks.
insect were than rock!
That's the Elder Skullcraft boss. Have you get kitty cat mode.
Leave it to me!
Just attack the Elder Skulldrak.
That's how it's done!
The fine glories of persistent and fierce violence. Kill the Moon Spider.
Dead on.
And finally the young Skulldrak. Ooh, the Unlabored Blade has leveled up. It is now perfectly normal and requires 1000 slash damage to unlock the next level. The edge of the blade has lost much of its original sharpness. Every slice is a labor, and it seems increasingly better suited to break the seal on letters than to pierce flesh. The grip has started to fray considerably. There's a third rune on the blade now. Perhaps it is the symbol for dull.
Hey.
Alright, that's the Dragonmaw shield. So this is the shield that you can use.
Hey.
Oh, sorry about that. Sinuses and all that. I might do that today. I might say that for my Barbarian. You turn the wheel, and a gust of steam blasts you in the face. You stagger back and fall, spiraling towards smoke and flame. You find solid ground beneath your feet, even as the air around you in it is a haze of smoke and heat shimmer. Coughing, you bat acrid fumes away from your face. As you acclimate to the soot-choked air, you see flames leaping in the distance. Each flare bathes you with warmth, and even as you struggle to make out the details of this place, something about it seems familiar. You can see little through the thick smoke, but the dancing flames illuminate a dragon's head cast in stone. It's the White Forge. As you start toward it, something massive comes crashing down in front of you. You leap back to the sound of metal slamming into metal and feel a deep tone ring through the thick air. Recovering your bearings, you find yourself looking at an enormous hand. It's dark and shiny with heat, but you see every bone, muscle, and tendon working in harmony beneath the bronzed flesh. The hand's owner is hidden behind clouds of smoke, but the head is wrapped around a pole as thick and sturdy as a tree trunk. The hand. Follow the pole. You continue onward to see what lies at the other end of the pole and what's responsible for the clangorous music, just as the hand rises again. It swings back down in a perfect arc. A tower of metal smashes down ahead of you, raining sparks and glints of essence as another deep ringing note sounds. You realize that you're looking at an enormous hammer. The head glows with heat and essence, though the purple luster fades as soul energy is sucked from the hammer and into the work under it. Get a closer look at the work. As the hammer rises once more, you dart for it to see what lies beneath it. A lone figure sprawls on an expanse of steel as smooth and broad as lake ice. The figure itself is enormous, a magfolk of twisted flesh and forged metal. Its eyes end in two spiked clubs, and its head is a blunt, eyeless wedge. It opens its mouth and keens. The desperation in that noise reminds you of a newborn's fear and confusion. Air rushes at your back. You look up and see the hammer, its head once more glowing with essence, speeding towards you. You awaken to the sensation of warm tiles beneath your face. You're prone before the boiler, which drones on, pushing heat through the tower floor. But in the vapor that pulses from the boiler and pipes, you smell the fumes of the White Forge.
Hey.
The warmth of this boiler has made the cold less unbearable upon my flesh. Is it too soon to turn it off?
Not at all, Kana, not at all. So this does repair the guns to the White Forge, which will come in handy.
I have trouble guessing depth, but this seems high.
So now we're going to head back down. go to the front gates and turn this quest. And once we turn this quest, I will be calling the stream so I can get some dinner in myself. There you are.
That was incredible! Whole Forge spit flames when you did whatever you did. And the smoke! Ha! I saw it from here. And now to see about these cannons. This is for you. Found it while we were cleaning out the battery.
Farewell.
I'm headed up the tower. Gonna make those cannons shine.
Okay, more Durgan iron ingots. Okie doke. So I'm going to call the stream here. I will be back tomorrow with Persona 4 Golden. And then after that, back again here with White March. So my plans are... I'm actually going to continue White March Part 2. Probably just play that through to the end. And then head back and finish up Act 3 of the main game. Then do the Torn Bannerman quest line, which is honestly the hardest stuff in the game before I actually do the Chapter 4 finale, which is a point of no return. So yeah, hope to see you tomorrow. Let me see if there's anyone to raid. Thormungunder is actually playing Guild Wars 2. I did not know he played that. He might be trying out or something, who knows. Yeah, so I'll actually send you over to Thormungunder. And hope you have a good night. So yeah, I will be back at it tomorrow with Persona 4 Golden. We will be continuing on with the Kanji/Bathhouse arc. Hoping to get through at least the dungeon portion of that, if not the aftermath, tomorrow. Just checking it. Okay.
Hey.
And then, obviously, we'll be back to Pillars again. We are kind of nearing the end of Pillars, so it's still going to be a few more streams, because it's a longer game. When we're done with Pillars, I probably will actually just go straight into Pillars 2 with Clarence Wong, and finish that one up. And then from there, who knows? If you didn't see it recently, I also did play through all of the Resident Evil HD Remaster, a full run through with Chris Redfield. Started that on Halloween. Made it almost all the way through the game before I had to just stop and get some freaking sleep. And then just finished it up yesterday. Both of those VODs are on my YouTube channel, as will this VOD be. If you ever need to check out the archives. Okay, and the raid should be going in just a few moments now. And once it does, I will say goodbye to y'all. And you enjoy it now. Bye-bye.